Never stop reading Bible. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something pretty amazing, an ancient blueprint for building an entire nation. We're pulling it straight from chapters 5 through 7 of the book of Deuteronomy. So how do you take a massive group of people and get them ready for their destiny? Well, this text lays out this really powerful three-part plan. First you get the rules straight, then you find the motivation, the why behind it all, and finally you figure out how to apply it in the real world. It's this incredible strategy for building a national identity, basically from scratch. All right, so let's jump right into chapter 5. This is where it all begins. Imagine this. Moses is basically reminding a whole new generation about the foundational agreement, the covenant, that defines who they are. And he starts with the absolute core of that deal, the laws. But here's what's interesting. Before he even gets to the rules themselves, the text asks a really critical question. What's the right attitude to have here? How should a whole community get ready to receive what is essentially its constitution? And the answer is just brilliantly simple, but so profound. It's a three-step process. First, you have to listen, really pay attention. Second, you have to learn what it all means, the purpose behind the words. And finally, you have to follow through and actually put it all into practice. Listen, learn, follow. Simple, right? So what are these laws? Well, they're the 10 Commandments, of course, and they're broken down into two really clear categories. The first set is all about their duty to God. You could say it's about looking up. The second is about their duty to each other, looking out to the community. It's the social glue, the framework you absolutely need for a nation to work. Now check this out. One of these commands comes with a specific promise attached, a tangible benefit, honoring your parents. It's not just presented as a nice thing to do. It's framed as a cornerstone for national stability. Why? Because it's how you pass down wisdom and respect social structures. It's the key to a long, prosperous life for everyone. So what's the big takeaway from this first chapter? It's that obedience isn't just about not getting in trouble. No, it's presented as the absolute key to their success, their well-being, their very survival as a people. It's everything. Okay, so that's the what. Now let's get into chapter 6, which is all about the why. We're moving from just rules on a page to something much deeper, the heart of the law, the relationship behind it all. And the core message of this entire chapter, it's really summed up in one incredibly famous passage called the Shema. This thing became a foundational prayer, a daily declaration of faith. It's a huge deal. And here it is. This is the absolute game changer. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. Suddenly, the laws aren't just a list of rules anymore. They're an expression of a relationship. It's a call for total, all-in devotion. And this love, it's not supposed to be some private little feeling you keep to yourself. No way. The idea is to weave it into the fabric of everyday life. You talk about these commands constantly. You teach them to your kids. You make them a part of everything you see and do. It's meant to be inescapable. But it's not all about positive motivation. There's also a pretty sharp warning here, a reminder of past failures. The people are told, point blank, do not test God like your ancestors did at Massa. It's a very clear signal that, yeah, there are real consequences when faith falters. Okay, so we've got the rules and we've got the motivation. Now, in this final section, chapter 7, things get really practical. This is the how-to guide for living all this out as they move into a brand new, and yeah, probably hostile, territory. And listen, the instructions here are intense and totally uncompromising. To keep their unique identity, to be this holy people, they're told to stay completely separate. That means no treaties, no intermarriage, a total rejection of the local customs and gods. It's all designed to stop them from just blending in and losing who they are. And the stakes? They couldn't be higher or clearer. It's presented as a direct cause and effect situation. If you're faithful to the covenant, you get blessings, health, prosperity, the whole deal. But if you're disobedient, especially if you get into idolatry, the consequences will be swift and direct. It's that simple. So you have to wonder, why such radical separation? Well, the text is actually very careful to explain the why behind it. It's not about them being inherently better than anyone else. Instead, it's about their unique purpose. They are a people set apart, chosen for a special relationship, and treasured by God. And the whole chapter wraps up by hammering home what it sees as the #1 threat to their entire identity and their covenant: worshiping other gods. The language used is incredibly strong. They're told to utterly detest and abhor it. There's no middle ground here. So there you have it, this ancient blueprint for a nation built on 3 pillars: law, love, and a life lived apart. It's this powerful model for how a community can hold on to its identity. Which kind of leaves us with a big question, right? What principles does any community need to not just survive, but actually thrive when facing huge and challenging changes? This explainer was developed using source material from the Center Studio. Thanks so much for watching.